Here at Empower Field at Mile High, I'm your team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, standing alongside our lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, Aric DiLalla. We are all smiles because the Denver Broncos have punched their ticket to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. A very dominant performance against the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your initial thoughts after this one?
Well, they turned the lights off, but the party's still going on here at Empower Field at Mile High. Yeah, it was worth the wait, right? It's been a long time coming for a lot of these guys, but the fact that the Broncos were able to get this done means a lot, and the way they did it was so impressive. 38-0, their largest win ever over their division rival in the Chiefs. Obviously, it came against a lot of backup players, but the fact of the matter was they needed to take care of business, and they did. Sean Payton said after the game, we didn't worry this week about who was going to be out there. They just went ahead and found a way to get the win. And listen, it was a celebration of sorts in the second half, right? Because it was such a dominant win, they were able to enjoy it. Bo Nix did a victory lap. Garrett Bowles and Courtland Sutton took a little moment to spend with each other on the sideline. So it was a joyous occasion here, and now the Broncos are headed to Buffalo.
It was a must-win game, and quarterback Bo Nix really put on a show. I believe it wasn't until the last minute of the first half that he had missed the throw. He had been perfect up to that point.
Yeah, he started 18 for 18, the most consecutive completions to start a game by a rookie in NFL history, the most by a Broncos quarterback in franchise history, the most consecutive completions by a Broncos quarterback ever. So that speaks to what he did. He had the highest completion percentage of any Broncos quarterback in any game in this franchise's history. And this was the 1,000th regular season game for this team. He threw 4 touchdowns. He didn't throw a pick. He passed Baker Mayfield for the second most touchdown passes by a rookie in NFL history. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But I think part of what stands out about Bo is the way he's changed the belief in the locker room. And these guys were talking about him, whether it's Courtland Sutton, Garrett Bowles, Pat Surtain, that he raised the ceiling for this organization this year. They needed him to come out and have a big game tonight, and he did that. He delivered in a big way. And, Rookie of the Week, maybe AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see what is to come the next few days here.
When I hear the number 1,000, I think of Courtland Sutton having 1,000 receiving yards on the season. A performance from him, but like you said, waiting a long time for this moment. Him and Garrett Bowles, how special is it for those guys to not only punch the ticket to the playoffs, but to do it here at home?
Yeah, it was emotional for those guys. Like I said, they shared a moment. Courtland Sutton said afterwards that he just had to keep the faith during these tough years. Garrett Bowles said that he always believed it would happen. But I think what's impressive is not just that it means something to them, but also that it meant something to their teammates to do it for them. This is a really tight locker room.
Yeah.
They believed in each other since the beginning. And, to have a chance to clinch a playoff berth in year 7 for Courtland and year 8 for Garrett, and to get to do it at home in the throwbacks,
iconic moments,
against a division rival, like that means something. And they're not done yet. They want to keep going. But, on the field, impressive performance. And it just means so much that they were able to get this done.
When I talked to Jonathan Cooper earlier this week, he mentioned that there was a big focus on the defensive side to really come out here and make a statement. He gets a sack. He gets in double digits on the season. Nick Bonito goes in and adds a couple of sacks for himself. This defensive performance cannot go unpraised because the way they came out, regardless of it being backups, they went out there and handled business.
Yeah, a shutout is a shutout, regardless of who you do it against. And I think the way that they started fast, the Broncos score an opening touchdown. Denver gets a 3-and-out. That was big. And then Denver goes down and scores a touchdown on the next drive. And it was really kind of over at that point. And for the defense to respond the way they did, I think they'd allowed 30 in 4 consecutive games. The fact that they were able to bounce back, shut out this team. Again, it doesn't matter. These are still NFL players.
Right.
Carson Wentz has done a lot of things in this league. And the fact that they were able to shut him out was a big deal. You mentioned the pressure, 62 sacks, I believe, now on the season. Pat Surtain was asked after the game about that, and he was like, 62? Man. So, don't understate the pressure there. And then Pat Surtain was, again, a lockdown player. And, we'll see if he ends up getting Defensive Player of the Year honors. But this defense came up in a big way, and now they've got to do it again against a tough opponent on the road.
Yeah, Marvin Mims said after the game that he loves just being on the sideline and watching the defense dominate. He's like, especially me being on punt return, I want as much room as I can get to make plays. You said they now look ahead to Buffalo facing Josh Allen. What are your first thoughts when you think of that?
We'll spend all week talking about this matchup, right? It's
I'm excited.
their first playoff game since 2015, first road playoff game in more than a decade. But I think what stands out is that the Broncos don't feel like they're done just making the playoffs. Pat Surtain talked about making a deep run. Garrett Bowles might see old teammate Von Miller there in Buffalo. Like, it is going to be a challenge, and Bo Nix recognized that. Courtland Sutton recognized that. All these guys, head coach Sean Payton. But I think what stands out is that they go there thinking that they've got a chance to win it and planning to go there to win. And so a lot of work to do. Got to have a great week of prep. And again, we'll talk a lot more about it. But they're not simply satisfied with getting to that 10th win and getting to the playoffs. You want more now, right?
Yeah. And these Broncos fans out here, the Let's Go Broncos chants broke out here at the stadium, and it flashed on Thunder Vision. We're in.
We're in, and they deserve it. That's what everybody said, that they've waited a long time for this, and great to share this moment with Broncos country.
Well, I'm happy to share this moment with you. We're in the
Thank you.
playoffs.
Yeah. Woo.
Let's go. Well, once again, I'm your team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, and this is our lead writer on Denver Broncos, Aric DiLalla, and we are off to the playoffs.